You were not alone. I was taking care of you. My child, there were moments when you asked, "Are you there?" Maybe you don't even remember when you said that, but I do. I remember your voice, a little doubtful, but still with hope. And even though you didn't hear a loud answer, like thunder, I responded by staying by your side. It was me who helped you keep breathing. It was me who kept you standing. It was me who gave you strength to keep moving forward. When you felt forgotten, you were actually winning. When you felt alone, that does not mean you were abandoned. And the silence does not mean that I wasn't there. Sometimes I allow moments of silence to happen, not to hurt you, but to bring you closer to me. It was in those moments of solitude that you began to truly seek me. You started to think about what really matters. On the difficult nights, you became stronger, even without realizing it. You began to understand your feelings better, and you started to notice my small signs of care. What you thought was destroying you was actually transforming you. But I see your pain. I see your tears. None of that goes unnoticed by me. I know that loneliness hurts. I know that sometimes it makes you doubt your worth. And I know it feels like it will never end. That is why I am speaking to you now. You have never been alone. That moment, when you sat inside the car, after a hard day, trying to calm yourself before going in, I was there with you. When you went into your room and closed the door, feeling like no one understood you, I was there. When you remembered things from the past and felt that deep pain in your chest, I was there too. When you whispered softly, "I just wanted to feel important," I heard you. I saw your loneliness. And even if you didn't realize it, I was closer than you imagined. Maybe you didn't feel anything strong or different happening. Maybe nothing seemed to change on the outside. But my presence does not always appear in obvious ways. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is a strength that holds you up without you noticing. It was me who kept you steady. It was me who protected you from thoughts that could have hurt you even more. You made it through all of that because I was helping you. You were never forgotten. Never. You are not alone now, and you never were before. Your pain was real. Your tears were real. Your doubts were real too. But my presence was real as well. My protection was there too. And even when you couldn't see it, I was working. While you thought I was silent, I was working for you. My child, you need to stop believing that this time of loneliness was a sign of rejection. That is not true. I was not pushing you away. I was preparing you. I was strengthening you from within. I was helping you grow for what is still to come. And now that you are here, reading this, let this truth enter your heart. I have always been with you, even in the quietest nights. I was in your tears that no one saw. I was there in the moments when you felt forgotten. I was closer to you than your own breath. You went through loneliness, but you never went through it alone. And I am still here. My child, the gift I have for you is not what you imagine. It is not something you can hold in your hands. It is not something that fades with time or loses value when circumstances change. What I have prepared for you is much deeper. It is not about money, applause, or outward success, because all of that passes. What I have for you goes inside you and changes the way you see life. You asked for visible changes. You prayed for doors to open, for situations to change, for people to return, or for problems to disappear. I heard every prayer. Not one was ignored. But before changing what is around you, I need to take care of what is within you. The gift I have to give you is a peace that does not depend on what happens outside. It is a healing that reaches parts of you that you thought would always hurt. It is an identity so strong that no rejection can shake it. That is the surprise. You thought I was preparing changes around you, but I was transforming you within. You thought the delay was because you were not ready, but in truth, I was building something inside you to sustain everything that is still to come. Because if I had given you outward blessings, without you being strong inside, you would have carried anxiety into moments of joy and insecurity into great opportunities. And I love you too much to let that happen. This waiting was not in vain. It was preparation. While you were waiting, I was restoring parts of you that were silently broken. While you were wondering why nothing was changing, I was strengthening you from within. You did not see big changes, but small and important transformations were happening. Your thoughts began to mature. You became stronger without realizing it. And little by little, you stopped depending so much on the opinions of others. None of this was by chance. It was my care working in you. The peace I am giving you now is not weak. It does not depend on everything going right. It does not depend on perfect days. This peace comes from knowing who you are in me. That is what I have been building inside you. You are not defined by who stayed in your life. nor by who left. You are not defined by how fast things happen, nor by your past mistakes, nor by the opportunities you missed. You are my child, and that never changes. My beloved, this gift was prepared a long time ago, long before you felt the pain of waiting. I already knew what you would need, even before you asked for help. I had already planned your restoration. The peace that is coming to you was not created overnight. It was built with care, with love, and in the right time. I do not rush what is important. You thought the delay was a no, but it was not. It was alignment. There were things inside you that needed to be resolved. There were feelings that needed to be healed. There were fears that needed to come to the surface. If everything had happened too quickly, those broken parts would have worsened later. That is why I gave it time. It was not to ignore you. It was to protect you. And now what I give you is the restoration of your inner self. I know you carried a lot in silence. I know you lived worried, overthinking, trying to control everything. But now, I am setting you free from that. I am teaching you to rest again. I am showing you that you do not need to control everything to feel safe. This peace is not weak. It is strong. It keeps you steady even when everything feels uncertain. It holds you when your emotions try to confuse you. It reminds you that your future is not lost. It is secure in my hands. This is the gift, and restoration is part of it. I know there are parts of you that have worn out, dreams that became smaller, confidence that slowly faded away. I am restoring all of that, but I am not taking you back to who you were before. I am transforming you into someone even better, stronger, wiser, more grounded. Restoration is not going backward. It is becoming new in a deeper way. I know you doubted yourself. You wondered if you were enough, if you were capable, if you deserved good things. And those doubts influenced your decisions. They made you stop when you should have moved forward. That made you shrink when you should have risen. But now, I give you a gift. Clarity about who you are. You were chosen. You were not left aside. You were not forgotten in my plans. Your value did not begin when you did something right. It has always existed. Nothing you achieved increased your value, and nothing you did wrong diminished it. Who you are is found in my love for you, not in people's opinions. This time that felt like a delay was not wasted. It was a time of growth, of strengthening, of inner cleansing. When you felt stuck, I was removing distractions. When you felt slow, I was creating deeper roots in you. When you felt forgotten, I was making you stronger inside, even in silence. And now, because of all this, you can carry peace without losing it easily. This gift may not come in a grand way. It may not be something everyone can see. It begins simply, like a calm within you, a peace where anxiety once lived, a quiet confidence in place of constant doubt. This is my work, and do not think it is small just because it is quiet. Some of the greatest changes begin this way. There are still blessings for you. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, but now you will experience all of this differently, without desperation, without anxiety, without trying to prove anything to anyone. You will move forward with confidence, knowing who you are, and sustained by this peace. That is why the process was important. That is why the waiting was necessary. If everything had happened earlier, you would have arrived there still wounded. But now, you are stronger, more aware, more grounded. The waiting refined you. The silence helped you grow. The solitude deepened you. Nothing was in vain. My child, this is the surprise. You are already complete in me. You are secure in me. You are seen by me. And when you understand this, everything begins to flow. Peace flows, confidence flows, courage flows, and your decisions become clearer because fear no longer controls you. This gift was prepared with great care because you are important. I do not give you something temporary when I can give you something that lasts. I do not give you something superficial when I can truly heal you. I do not look at your past to decide who you are because I have already prepared a future full of hope for you. Now, receive this. Let peace enter your thoughts. Let healing reach the hidden places. Let this truth establish who you are. The delay was not a mistake. It was preparation for something greater than you imagined. I waited for the right moment because I wanted you to be ready. And now you are. I know you have asked yourself, why did I have to go through this alone? You looked into the silence and felt it deep in your heart. You wondered why some people did not stay, why some relationships ended, why certain voices grew distant, and why some doors closed without explanation. And about that question you asked so many times, why did I have to go through this alone? You did not go through it alone. I was with you in every moment. Even when people left, even when doors closed, even when everything became silent. None of this was by chance. I was guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you. Now I want to make you an invitation. If this message spoke to you, do not ignore it. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and say within yourself, I receive this peace. I trust the process. And if you can, write in the comments, I am not alone. This will strengthen your faith and also reach other people who need to read this. And remember, what you are going through right now is not the end. It is the beginning of a new phase. I know it was hard. It felt unnecessary. It felt like abandonment. But now I tell you with care and truth, this time of isolation was necessary. You were not set apart to be punished. You were set apart to be protected. There were many distractions around you, many voices speaking at the same time, many opinions weighing on you, many expectations pressuring you. If everything had stayed the same, you would have remained stuck in what was comfortable, and you would have never discovered the strength that exists within you. So, little by little, I removed what was familiar in your life, not to hurt you, but to help you focus. You called it loneliness, but I call it fewer distractions. There are seasons with many people, and there are seasons of silence. And silence is not empty. It is deep. It is in the silence that you begin to hear me more clearly. It is in the separation that you discover who you truly are. When the noise fades, the truth becomes clearer. I needed you to hear my voice, without other voices confusing you. I needed your mind to become calm, so you could understand what truly matters. None of this was by chance. It was care. It was direction. It was love. Now I want to invite you to take a step of faith. If you believe that God is working in your life, even in the silence, write in the comments, I trust in you, Lord. And more important than writing it, feel it within you. Trust, even without understanding everything right now. Because the silence you experienced was not empty. It was God preparing you for something greater.